This is such a good point that I can't let the opportunity to make it slip by. That I think this is under discussed, by the way, what I'm about to mention. I think people natively appreciate it or appreciate the consequences of it, but it's maybe a bit too involved to quite put your finger on. That one of the many, many horrible consequences of fiat is artificial bigness, right? Which actually, now I'm thinking about it, probably goes beyond even just the point I was going to make. But
what is it first?
What is
artificial bigness?
That institutions are much bigger than they should be, that they are sustained bigger in terms of, well, actually probably in a lot of things, in particular, the number of people that they have involved. The reason being more or less that what fiat gives is essentially the Cantillon effect, right? The closer you are to the money printer, the more distorted your cost of capital is versus your competitors, and then that makes everybody more political than they would otherwise be, as opposed to genuinely competing in a free market. And so the thumb is on the scale of whoever is already big enough to have bought access to the money printer. And so that's all quite kind of intellectual. How that manifests more tangibly is just that there are fewer companies, fewer employers, more to the point, this is where I wanted to go with this, that are much bigger than they would be in a free market if they had to compete with the same cost of capital as everybody else, because they're basically being artificially politically subsidized. And a consequence of this is nobody is a merchant, right? Everybody, well, maybe not literally everybody, but relative to the counterfactual in which none of that is true, many, many more people are salaried employees. And maybe more, it's not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but more to the point, there is no option to be a merchant. You have to, because you can't compete with these artificially big companies, institutions.